What is up, guys? DT Ninja here to bring you my latest review on Fullmetal Panic Invisible Victory. This is episode 2, Damage Control. Damage Control. Now, guys, wow. This episode was action-packed, full of suspense, and I love the animation. I absolutely love it. Okay, so first we're going to break it down into critical scenes, and also I want to share a few things. I want to share a few things from this anime guide, and also something from my manga. So, the first thing we learn is that the global communications failure is actually caused by a solar flare. Electromagnetic waves from the sun are disrupting the GPS and communications all over the world. So this is a global phenomenon, as Tessa calls it. Now, as you know, the officers are there, they're speaking about it. Mark Dukas, he's the right-hand man of Tessa. He asks Callanan, Lieutenant Commander Callanan, of his opinion of the situation. And of course, he has his hand over, like this, and he tells him the situation. He doesn't really give him his opinion. He's kind of suspicious, it's a little suspicious. So if you don't know the full story, guys, that is a little suspicious, and that's just something you should keep, an eye out for, because he is kind of suspicious there. He's just not really giving them, helpful opinion or suggestion. He's just kind of, going along with everything, a little suspicious. So I thought that was very interesting. They did follow, the story pretty well there. Okay. So as they're, finding out it's, solar flares, they finally see that they're being attacked, okay? And there's these missiles being fired on them. So, Tessa obviously tells them to fire, but they only intercept a couple of them. So as they're going straight into it, it's a serious tense scene. And as they come closer, that's when the opening hits. And oh my gosh, guys, the opening scene for this season is incredible. Wow. Okay, so as you can see behind me, the visuals look stunning. I mean, okay, you got Sosuke, and he's got like this wandering, cape, almost like he's on a journey or something. That's obviously coming in the later episodes. You have him as a kid, he's running, and you have him as a mercenary starting off, maybe a flashback from him. You have this scene where it shows Arbalest, and he's cracked. It's got a cracked head, and so you start to see some of the visuals of the anime that are coming soon. So I am so excited, and you get these really cool scenes with the AS fighting, Arbalest, what's another, Fowler's another one. You get some of the savages, you get all the different visuals, the twins, Testarossas, and also you get a look at the new characters as well. From Namsak, we're talking about Nami and Lemon in the next arc. So you really get a really good look into the series, and I'm absolutely loving the animation, and the opening song is really good. It's called Even If. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I will be, translating and editing that opening on my Facebook page. So definitely look for updates for that. I also posted, the opening song for the first look on my page. So I put that in the description if you want to check that out. Definitely check that out. Alright, let's get to the next critical scene, which is On the Run. So this is the 5 minutes that Sosuke has to reach the rendezvous point where Gabo 9, the helicopter, is supposed to, find them and pick them up, because right now you got Amalgam and all of the soldiers, all of the Alistairs, they're all fixed in on them. Actually, Karama, the one of the villains, he basically says, shoot them down, corner them, get them all, capture them. So they're all trying to, basically shoot at him. It's an all-out, fight. It's an all-out gunfight. It's crazy. You got he's in a car and he's driving and he's shooting out the window. And you got an Alistair on top of the car and he's flying through the windshield. He shoots him through the windshield. I mean, this is crazy. I love the car scene. It's really cool. There's this one part where one of them's on the roof and he goes inside and he almost gets Chidori, but she has her bag there. And what comes out of the bag is interesting, or right next to it is a gun. And so she's like, should I shoot him? Should I shoot it? Use it? And, Sosuke gets really serious. He's like, no, don't touch it. You're not like me. I don't want you to, be exposed to that. But really, that's kind of contradictory because she's already being exposed to it, right? She's already in this situation, where, it's a war and they're all fighting for her, to save her. So, in a way, it's kind of contradictory, but I kind of understand him at the same time. He doesn't want her, to be exposed, to this kind of violence, but at the same time, she's going to get exposed to it anyway. So, but yeah, it was really good, and you can see the car scene's pretty crazy. They're clashing, they're crashing into each other, and eventually, the car crashes. Okay, it flies over, it crashes. So it's pretty crazy, right? And it's really intense scene. So the action was really, really well done in the anime. So I was really excited to, watch the scene because I've been waiting so long. So, like I said, the car crashes. Sosuke goes over to, you can see her, she's lying there, and, he goes to see her, and he's like, are you injured at all? And she's like, I'll manage. Now, the manga and the novel, she says, he says, can you stand? Can you run? And she says, do I have a choice? There's no choice at all. But here she says, I'll manage, So they start running, and she says something really funny. She says, I'm never going to be in a car with you ever again. She said, I'm never going to drive with you in a car. And then Sosuke says, you will if I have to protect you. So you're already seeing division between the two. She's already starting to doubt him, okay, and starting to be more afraid of him. So the more the scene progresses, the more further apart they are becoming, because she's starting to see, this is real. This is real. He's a killer. He's a mercenary, and he's protecting for me. He's doing it all for me. And what's ending up happening is innocent people are dying. They're getting injured, all because of this situation. Not just the situation, but because of me. And that's the whole thing. Chidori believes that it's all her fault. Not for going to Leonard, right? Leonard, gave her a chance. Come with me, or, you're going to suffer the consequences, and these are the consequences. So as they're running, they're shooting, more Alistairs come. These are the mini ASs. Really what happens is destruction, okay? Anything that moves, Sosuke's gonna shoot at, whether it's innocent person or, amalgam related. And what ends up happening is innocent people are hurt, including a student. So one student is, injured, and Kaname is like, oh my god, it's a student, like me. And so she wants to help him, and he said, don't think, just run. Don't think, just run. So she apologizes as she walks away. So you really see that guilt from Kaname in that scene. Now, I want to point something out, because in the manga, okay, chapter 19, if you guys want to check it out. Chapter 19 is where this scene happens. Chapter 19 and 20 is this anime episode. So chapter 19, we see her, and she comes across this person, the student that's injured, and she's calling for help. She really wants to help him, but Sosuke gets really serious. He's like, move! Do you want to die here? So, it's more serious in that, he's really afraid that if we stay here, we're going to end up dead. She's going to end up dead. Just like, injured just like this person. So, in a way, he's not really concerned about the person there, so she's shocked. It's kind of like reality. Oh my God, he doesn't care about this person? So, to her, that was a big shock. But in the anime, the visuals kind of show the story instead of telling the dialogue. So if you guys want to see the serious dialogue, definitely check out the manga. Chapter 19, the novel number 7, both of those have that dialogue. So that's a little different from the anime. Okay, so that's pretty much that scene. They're going in. They're finally running to the park. They finally reach the rendezvous point. And right as they reach it, they're surrounded, by more of the officers from Amalgam. They're all, have guns. They're all shooting at them. And finally, help arrives. The copter finally arrives. And it shoots down all of them. And you can see they blow their brains out. Literally, Kaname's there, covering her head. And she sees it, all those people are destroyed by the copter. So, they save her, they save them, and they're right there. But one of them has a rocket launcher and launches, a rocket right at the copter. And, that helicopter just explodes right in front of Kaname and Sosuke. So all that hope is, lost in one moment. That was the idea, to pick them up so they could go to Merida Island to, rendezvous with their team and everything. But now all that hope is lost, right? And then finally they go to, they're surrounded once again. More officers show up. Now, it's kind of like a serious moment. Arbalest shows up, right? Arbalest shows up. His AS unit finally shows up. He takes all of those out, so, Sosuke's fine, now he shows up right next to Kaname, right above Kaname in his huge AS unit, and he reaches his arm out, come with me, he kind of has this, it's time to go. And so Kaname's kind of hesitant, you have this hesitation, and she's like, do I have, it's kind of like she wants the choice, I don't really want to go with you, I'm scared, so like I said, division between the two, the more and more the scene progresses. So guys, one thing I want to point out in this scene is that Kaname and Sosuke, they have a different, and the chopper, okay, so as I said, they're surrounded. Sosuke's, trying to fight him off, and the copter saves them. Well, in the manga, this is, again, chapter 19. I believe chapter 19. Maybe it's 20, but I think it's 19, where they're surrounded. Instead of just, cowering, and, hiding, she actually does that, but then she yells at Sosuke. So, again, more intensity in the scene. She yells at Sosuke, kill them already, shoot them down. So she's not, afraid, she's not really scared out of her mind. She says, kill them already, get it over with. And so he basically sits back, he shoots his gun and blows one of the officers' brains out. And obviously Kaname's right there, so she sees it right in front of him. So this time it's not the copper, the copter, the helicopter that is the cause of, destroying all those men. It's Sosuke. Sosuke destroys one of them right in front of her. So she's already seen that, but when he blew that guy's brains out, that was kind of like the traumatic scene where she's like, oh my God, I can't go with him anymore. I'm like, she's just hesitating, this guilt, this doubt for him. So yeah, that's the difference between the anime and manga in that scene. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, now the next critical scene has to be Behemoth. Okay, so back at Merida Island, they find out that those missiles were fired by a Behemoth. Yes, guys, there are 3 Behemoth AS units. Now, these AS units are monstrous, okay? We're talking about titanic monsters. I mean, like, this is 50 meters tall. 50 meters tall. So, in the anime guide, it actually shows what a Behemoth looks like and how it compares to a regular AS unit. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, so this is the Behemoth. So as you guys can see, it can't even fit on one page. You can see there's the Behemoth right there. And there's the full look at it. Okay, now if you look at it here, you can see there's its head. There's his arm, and this is his leg. Well, this is the regular size of an AS unit. You see where the arrow is? This is a regular AS unit. That's the size of, say, Sosuke's AS unit, okay? But the Behemoth is that big. It's crazy tall. Crazy. It's like 50 meters tall, as I stated. So, pretty crazy. And so, that's not only the real danger. The real danger, as you guys know, Sosuke is the only, operative that knows how to use a Lambda driver, and his AS unit, Arbalist, is equipped with one. And so, only a Lambda driver, can take out another Lambda driver, apparently. But now, maybe with strategy it's possible, to take it out. But not only that, because in episode, I believe it's 12 in the original, season 1, it took Sosuke, it took Kaname, and Tessa all together, 2 whispered, that were communicating to each other about where the weakness was of the Behemoth and Sosuke's, expertise with his AS unit to take out one of those Behemoths. And now you have 3. And these guys don't have the special equipment that Sosuke's AS has. So now you get like this really crazy situation, because now you got all these, basically Tessa's like, deploy all AS units, reporting right away so that we can get them into battle. Like I said, they are starting to, doubt themselves and if they can really win. Well, one of them, this is including, Kurtz Weber, Ben Clouseau, who is the leader of their unit, as well as this guy named Spake. Spake, Corporal Spake. He basically, I guess it's Spec. I thought it was Spake, but it's Spec. Corporal Spec. And basically, he kind of loses his nerve a little bit. He's like, I don't want to die for my comrades. This isn't some kind of movie, And so he goes a little too far and states that Tessa, we should go and, take the command, take the captain, and, kind of hold her hostage so that, not hold her hostage, but basically take her to the enemy and hand her over. Maybe they'll, compromise with us. So it's kind of like a mutiny, it's kind of like betrayal, so he kind of goes a little too far and he says this. But then Tessa shows up as he says this, and, she gets this serious, scene where she takes this gun from, one of her officers, and she points it right at him, and she's like, take those words back, adjust your attitude, Corporal. And then she's like, if anyone dares betray us, I will kill you right here and right now. And so everyone is like shocked. You know, they didn't expect her to take a gun and like be wow. And so she shoots it. She shoots it right at his feet. And so he's kind of shooken up, and he didn't really expect her to be that, you know, hardcore, crazy, you know, really tense scene. And, you know, I love it because Tessa's always this happy-go-lucky girl, but inside, you know, but on the outside, you know, she's strong-willed. She's very strong-willed, and I love seeing her in that, you know, more serious look. You know, we did see it before in season 1 where Gowron, you know, abducted, you know, I guess he took control of the Tuatha De Danann, and you know, she had to use a gun against him. But this was even more so because these are the people that are under her. This is not an enemy. This is your own people. So it was really great. And then she's like, who am I? What is my rank? And she makes him state all those things. I'm captain. You are Captain Tessarossa of the Tuatha De Danann. And she's like, that's right. But I never ordered you to die. You know, I never will order you to die. So survive. That is my order to you. So we got that really nice scene with... It's a really good scene with Tessa. So I wanted to share a little bit more about Tessa because, like I said, in Season 1, she does use a gun. And when Gowron infiltrates the Tuatha De Danann and basically... right here. But yeah, I wanted to share a little bit more about her because there are some things in this episode that do happen. And basically, it says, there's a Q&A with Talitha Testarossa. She says, you seem to have a habit of fussing with your hair when you're nervous or thinking about something. And you actually saw her in this episode do that. And she says, now that you mention it, I guess I do that. I don't even realize that I'm doing it. I always have to make the best decision possible in every situation. I guess that's why I act nervous. So when she is thinking, that's what she does. She plays with her hair like that. So if you ever wondered that, you know, that's the answer there. Okay, so at the end, you guys just saw it. Kaname and Sosuke, they finally arrive along with Arbalest on top of the roof, okay? And Kaname finally is set down and Sosuke says, have you calmed down? And she's like, I think so, yes. But those people, they died for me. And Sosuke's like, no, they died in the line of duty. It was their job. And so she's starting to feel that guilt and doubt, you know, it's all because of me. You know, she feels responsible for all these innocent people, for the people that are trying to save her, dying for her sake, being injured. So, yeah, you get this conflicting, you know, scene. And actually, she says, I'm scared. Okay, I'm scared. And then, obviously, the text message from her best friend, Kyoko, and Kurama has her hostage at the school. So that's where the scene ends. So, guys, basically that was the episode, but I want to explain something because the manga and the novel do it a little different. So, in the novel, in the manga, this is chapter 20, by the way, she states that I really like you. Okay? She actually, you know, confesses her feelings to him. I really like you, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid of you. I don't know what to do. She feels helpless. So in the anime, they didn't really state that. So I was a little disappointed in that. But, you know, the animation kind of makes up for it. You know, the animation was really well done. So really, if you want to think about it, the manga and the novel have a lot more dialogue. Some of it's more serious, you know. Kaname yelling, Sosuke yelling, you know, the little confession. But overall, the episode was really well done, guys. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so the last thing I wanted to share. Oh, and the next episode is Big 1%. This looks like the battle between Amalgams, the three Behemoths, and the AS units from Mithril. So we're going to get that, and we're going to get a little bit from the scene at the school. So look forward to that. The last thing I wanted to share with you guys is a special illustration in volume number 19, which is the final volume, and that is this one. So you guys can see it has all of the characters from the series, from the manga illustrations, from the original author and illustrators. So pretty cool. So if you buy volume number 19, Full Metal Panic Sigma, you get this illustration all in color, and you can see there's Nami, the orange hair there. You got all the characters, okay? Sosuke and Kaname, Tessa, her brother, Gowrin up here. So really cool. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I will see you guys in the next one.